Alright, here we go. It's my very first video explaining piano fundamentals. My name is Mary Sue Bailey. I'm a 2011 graduate of Glenville State College located in central West Virginia. It's a very small music school, but it's a very good music school for teachers. I majored in piano there and also play a number of other instruments, flute, trumpet, guitar. Of course, ukulele because I play guitar. Did a little percussion. Did a lot of choir. A little bit of bluegrass. They have a great bluegrass program. I'm going to make these videos for people who are constantly asking me for lessons, and I just, this is terrible to say, but I just don't have the desire to teach fundamentals on a regular basis when there's such technology like YouTube, or if a person really wants to learn, they can get on and spend their time. Okay, here we go. I suppose the first thing we should talk about is keyboard and key identification and making your way around the keyboard. You really should know the letter names on the keyboard. The way that I was taught by my piano teacher growing up was you use these black keys as guideposts, and if you look on your piano, every piano is set up like this, every keyboard instrument. You have a group of 2 black keys, and then a space, and a group of 3 black keys, and a space, and a group of 2 black keys, and a space. Okay? So it goes like that all the way up the keyboard. And something I learned later in life as I was teaching beginning piano to younger students is that if I told the kids to call these the forks and call these the chopsticks, it helped them remember where F and C are. So if we call this part a fork, you go to the very first one and you go down to the white key that is right to the left of it. Fork starts with F. This is F. I'm actually writing on this with an Expo marker. It's just dry erase. You notice it'll just come off. No big deal. I don't recommend that you label your keys on your keyboard. It's better for you to just learn it and remember it and retain it. If you label your keyboard, what's going to happen when you encounter a piano that's not labeled is that you're not going to be able to play it. So just for temporary learning purposes, I would not label them. Plus, if you write in Expo dry erase on your keyboard, you end up playing, and guess what? It's going to come off. So you could write in Sharpie, but that would require you to use acetone. I tried it on one of my end keys here, and I just don't like the idea that if they're plastic keys like on this keyboard, it could eat away the plastic. Acetone's pretty harsh. Back to it, we call this F because it's right to the left of the fork. We call this chopsticks. There's 2 of them. And right to the left of the chopsticks, this is C. The white keys are labeled alphabetically from there. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There's a chopstick. That's going to be C. Okay. Now you're probably wondering, well, there's the white keys. What are the black keys called? And the black keys have a couple of names. Later we'll get into why there are 2 different names, but for now, when you're looking at this black key right here, it is on the right side of the C key. So you can either call it C sharp, and a sharp is just the hashtag. Man, you really can't see that on the video. I should fix it. I'm just going to do you call that C sharp. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Ooh, this is tricky. And since it's on the left side of the D key, you could also call it D flat, and the flat sign is just a little, it's kind of like a B with a little pointy bottom. So, okay, if I go on with that pattern, I could call this note right here D sharp or E flat. Okay, there's nothing right here, no black key. If you really wanted to, and in some cases we'll find it, that you could call this technically F flat or E sharp, but really F flat's kind of a legitimate name. E sharp you're never going to really see. Let's see here. Using this system, C sharp, D flat, D sharp, E flat, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to name what you would call this. And there's 2 names for it. Don't cheat. Okay, if you said that this is either F sharp or G flat, you are correct. That's this black key right here. Okay, this one right here, G sharp, A flat. For now, as long as you get one of those names right, doesn't really matter. Will matter later, but for now it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you can say, you know, you're not having to go, oh, okay, this is C, D, E, F, G, you know, if there's no letters there. You want to be able to do this without having to count up. So when you're looking at keys, see how easy that is? So easy with a dry erase. If you're looking at keys, you know, I say G, well, you know that's G. If I say D, you know, that's D. If I say F sharp, you know that's F sharp. And you should be able to quickly identify all of your notes. So work on that. It does take a little while to memorize. You might want to make flashcards. You could always draw out the keyboard and put C like that, you know. You could label your keys for a while. If you use the chopstick and fork method, though, that seems to help kids. I'm sure it'll help adults alike. But study that, and that concludes the very first lesson. Hopefully it wasn't too boring.